Ladies and gentlemen, this is Thrice with Thrice's Download. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day today. I know I am, even though it's already 11:20 my time and I'm just getting a chance to do my podcast. But this podcast titled Manic Mondays, sponsored by LALTradio.com. Check it out. Only a couple things on there right now. We're actually building content at this moment. But good news, we will have an interview this Wednesday, and that's going to be at 3 p.m., folks, and that's Central Standard Time, US of A. And that's going to be with Miss Amanda, and she's going to be talking about her beautiful craft that she does, and it involves a little bit of magic. Let's just say that. And it's beautiful metal workings and all sorts of different things. So we'll have her on. That's going to be 3 p.m. this Wednesday. So that's, I believe, I think it's 16th today, so that's like the 18th. So hope y'all can join us then. That will be live. You can call in Skype Thrice369, and we can have you on the air, ask some questions. So hope you enjoy that one. But we also do have another one the following week, hopefully on Monday. I'll give you an update on that tomorrow. And then hopefully even another one on the following week. So I did get responses back for the interviews. They did want to do it, but I just had to verify the time. So now it's just, hopefully they say it's a good time. But we'll have those interviews coming, folks. And those are going to be half an hour to hour shows, so they will be longer than the average 10 minutes, just to give you a heads up. Alright, so now into Manic Mondays. So basically, it's been a crazy Monday here. We started LALTradio.com. We're not really pushing it too hard yet, like promotion-wise. I'm mentioning it here so you guys can listen to me there, and you can subscribe there. We're still kind of building some parts of it and figuring it out. So that's why I'm telling whoever listens to me and follows me on my podcast, so that way we can kind of get a little beta testers. You guys can comment, get in contact with us through email, things that you'd like to see, things that could change, any errors you're getting or any problems you're having with buttons or links. We need testers, and we're all into crowdfunding and community, so that's why if you guys can do it, give it a chance. And also, if you're already listening to me, following me, then you can listen through there. It's a great mobile app as well as a web app on PC. We don't have it as an application, actually. Let me rephrase that. For Android or iOS, it is in the web browser, but how it interacts with the devices and the web browser is very clean. It's universal to both browsers, basically. So I really try to focus on that, because that's a big issue I have with having a website on the PC and then you go to do it on the mobile, and either they've mobile optimized it to where it just sucks, or we're trying to look at half of it and it's cut because it's not designed to be on the phone. So we try to take care of that for you. But again, guys, if you could check that out for us, LALTradio.com. Take a look. You can see all our podcasts and music. We will be having some more music, and that's somebody we will be interviewing actually maybe later this week, Thursday or Friday. Hopefully get him on. He's got some great future revolution music. It's amazing stuff. I really enjoy it. And his website, he's got a whole concept. We'll talk more about him tomorrow. But that's just some of the stuff going on, folks. I've been dealing with that, as well as, dealing with family, of course, because we do have family here. I'm a family man. Gotta love community and family. And watching kids grow, I got to spend a portion of my day really dedicated to my family, watching children grow, helping them grow, going over words, when having a conversation. That's such a beautiful thing to me that I've always loved, is being able to have conversations with children and seeing the confusion and stopping, because I realize I'm doing nothing but spending time with these children right now. I'm doing nothing but making sure everybody's fed, everybody's hydrated, and everybody's having a good time or learning or sleeping. So in that aspect, it's just, you've got to really focus on that. The past and the future, none of that matters when you're focusing on children. You have to really just stay in the moment. And if they don't understand something, give it that chance to actually teach them by stopping time, by not being obsessed with the past and the future. And I think the children are one of the biggest tools that we can use as older individuals in order to stop focusing on this thing called time. Because if we put our lives aside for that one moment where we get with these children, then we may actually be able to teach them something. And not just, math or English, like I was talking about, teaching words, but actually, how to think. That's something that seems to blow my mind, is the concept, sorry about that, folks, is the concept of how to think. And how it seems like we're not really teaching, as a whole in society. If you look at statistically, especially in my generation, there's a lot that don't know how to think, and there are those who do, and you see them, and it's beautiful, but it seems it's getting even worse in some of them. But I don't know, maybe that's just me being a pessimist. But again, I'm just saying, you spend that time and really focus, and it's a beautiful thing, folks. I just can't advocate more of, we really are losing sight when we go to work every day and slave away every day and don't get to spend that time with our kids. And it sucks because we really don't have a choice. There really is no option. Like, we're about to launch a crowdfunding page, hopefully tomorrow, actually. And it's requesting to fund us trying to get this started, because the biggest stress is that roof over your head of paying those bills on time, making sure everything's taken care of and you got food on the table. And especially for somebody like me, honestly, me and my fiance are only like 4 days apart on our birthday. We're 5 years apart, but we're 4 days apart, and we're both very similar, and we really don't get the material thing. Like, we don't get money and why we're not sharing this planet, and why people need excess. Like, there is no need for excess. It's a want. It's a desire that you can't subdue or keep within due bounds. You just let it over consume you. Those thoughts. Like, I saw a comment the other day of why do people, I don't understand why people, this is what the comment said, I don't understand why people say they want to get away from their thoughts, or they want to block out their thoughts. And it just I kind of chuckled, because if you study any mysticism or any ancient aspect of magic or the traditional religions, old religions, that's what they talk about, is the aspect of the self, and how, you are not your mind, you are not your body. The self is the energy of the all that's emanated into you, or the energy of the creation that is in you, and it's everything. Like, the self is there's only one self that exists, and it gets really interesting. You got different perspectives across the board on using these words, because the self can be considered the ego, and it just gets complicated. But I look at it as consciousness and ego, and you have your consciousness, and consciousness is all of existence and everything, because that's what is the observer, that creates and then observes from different aspects of dimensional space and time relativity. Einstein. So, but it's all in that relative perspective, and this, going back to the aspect of having a Manic Monday, and this, I've talked about name labeling before, and this idea of labeling, like Wednesday, Hump Day. It's very interesting how we do this, because Manic Monday, it's, we have these weekends, and then we come back to Monday trying to get everything going, and it's just fascinating that we put all this pressure on this one day just to get things done and to make sure we're there on time and everything started good for the week, because if we don't start good for the week, it's going to ruin the whole week. And it's very interesting. It's just, I think it's a fascinating concept to just meditate on, and that's where meditation really comes in handy. Instead of thinking about your perspective, dwelling on your thoughts, you can block them out, or more or less push them out, and watch them. Step away from them. Stop thinking. Stop acting like believing is even a real concept. Thought and belief, and thought and belief are things that are just fascinating. And destructive. I mean, these words are so immense when it comes to the entirety of our culture. Having thought and believing. I mean, we use thought as the thing that separates us, as, having that conscious will and thought. And again, these words, it's so derogatory towards the physical condition, to where we're different, we're separate, we're this alternate being that is better, and then what do we do to each other? We're better, and that's why we have these crazy days where we're constantly trying to, relax for a weekend when you don't really get a break. I was listening to Duncan Trussell and Joe Rogan, man. Those guys are freaking awesome. If I could get a podcast going as long as those guys, it'd be, I'd be blessed just then. But they were talking about the fact that it's like you do this crazy 5-day work week where you're working all the time, your kids are locked away in an internment camp, being monitored by the state, and then you go home and you've only got a couple hours where you've got either work to catch up on or house stuff to do, food, and then you've got TV now competing for time, and movies and all sorts of entertainment, and even these electronic devices just competing for your attention, just telling you, hey, this is going on, and you got all this social networking, and most people don't get to spend time with their kids. And then you have the weekends where you've got all this other stuff that you need to get done that you couldn't get done during the week, and it's just this constant repetitive cycle. And then Monday rolls around, and it just all starts again, and so you develop this stress, this anxiety. And it's showing, like the statistics are showing that stress and anxiety are some of the biggest causers of illness, and actually the lowering of the immune system, which can allow your body to become infected, to become ridden with disease, and not producing I call it not producing the genetic code, because that's really what's going on. As cells are being made constantly, and if the genetic code's not being made properly, well, that's cancer right there. It's a mutation. So it's just a phenomenal concept that we get into these aspects, and that's why I titled this one Manic Monday. Because was this really a Manic Monday? No, this was a Majorum Monday. This was a Lunar Monday. This was really what Monday or Moon Day really means. Is the concept that today you are immersed in the all of the feminine aspect, the darkness, and shining bright is that moon, that light. And as long as you see that in the dark, you see that. And that's what I love about darkness, because it all goes back to what our ancestors had, which is the day and the night. And what did they have in the darkness? They had the moon, and that was the thing that guided them. And in that aspect, it's all allegory, it's all symbolism. And you don't have to believe this, you don't have to really think that this is, I'm telling you this is the truth of what reality is. No, I'm just saying these are symbols. These are things you can use to strengthen yourself. Whether you want to believe in the spiritual connotation of it, or you want to believe in the material aspect, and you just want to stay in that scientific mind, it's fine. Then analyze the psychology of it. Look at it and say, if I stand up if I stand up these symbols as idols, as focusing points of my consciousness or my psychological will, then I put these sticky notes on the wall, and I see these words all the time that remind me of those symbols. You're setting that path. You're training. Repetition is the father of learning. You're training over and over again, practicing, getting better. So whether it's physical, whether it's spiritual, it doesn't matter. Practice makes perfect. And so breaking ourselves of these trends, of these words that are dictating ourselves to make us feel like we're always stressed, we're always moving in this constant rate of, we've got to get there, got to beat time, got to do it better, faster now. It doesn't exist, guys. It really doesn't. Today was a beautiful day. We're doing LLTradio.com. We're going to have more shows like this. Hopefully better shows. Hopefully shows that make you just blown away and give you news, current events that are actually real information and just reality in all its facets and forms. Every single opinion across the board. That's what we really want to bring you. So you guys should check it out. Like I said, beta test for us. Check out the links and everything. That was my Manic Monday. Gonna try to keep it as short as I can. I've already gone over my normal 10 minutes. But we will have that interview on Wednesday, 3 p.m. with Amanda. We will have links at the bottom of the description if you want to contact me, if you want to follow, I got Twitter, Facebook, all that. Thrice 369, Skype, Twitter, Thrice on Facebook. So, lifeislifetraining.com, you can check out. That's my day job company. And actually, it's going to be switching to a nonprofit, and that's where LLT Radio is coming in. That's going to go with the nonprofit aspect of Life is Life Training. So that's to come, guys. That's happening now. It's all moving forward. And on LALT Radio on Spreaker, well, actually, LALTradio.com, you can also check out my fiance Sam. She's starting to do her podcast. Forgot. I've got LALTradio.com now. That's so awesome. It's awesome to make something. Totally going off on a tangent. It's awesome to